As you may have seen on the news recently, or heard on BBC Radio 4 or wherever, about the Tadcaster Bridge now open. It's been nearly over a year. Well, guess what? You're driving on it. All the way over the bridge. Hope it was as good for you as it was for me. It's not good starting your day with the battery 3/4. But, how are we doing? It's the first time it's been sunny in a few days. Oh, in quite a while actually. Sorry, I'm just... Bloody battery's going flat again. That's better. Right, sit rep. The Nissan Leaf's gone. Driving Dave exclusively now. That and the Volvo. Went to a lovely couple of teachers. Two teachers that are a couple that teach in two different schools. And they've taken her on. I've taken her. So drive the Rattler. She's alright, this is alright. So, what has changed? Let me see if I can do this reversing and filming. So what has changed? I can't do it with that hand. Hold on, let me get out of here. Wow, an awful lot has changed. An awful lot. I can't even remember the last time I did a video. Anyway, notably, things that have changed is I had a birthday. I've applied for my divorce. Oh yeah, we bought a new house. We haven't moved yet, but we've sold Helen's house. And we bought a new house, and surprisingly, if you've watched some of the older videos, you remember that I did a video on Wolfdale Cottage ages ago when I said we found the house of our dreams. Well, literally the day that we found that one, the day that we discovered about that project, we were on our way to make an offer on another house. This was over about a year ago now. Well, anyway, that house that we were originally going to go for has come back, and I made them a deal and they accepted, and we were like, wow, let's do it. It's like we're never going to get to this house again. So there's more of that to come. Like, you'll see some stuff from that house. Why haven't I been filming? Yeah, that's probably why. I'm terrible when I want to keep a secret, and like we weren't telling anybody that the house was for sale or we're selling the house or anything like that. When I want to keep a secret, I basically shut down all communication. I haven't even been on Facebook that much. What for, you know, poking fun at friends and saying hi to my dad. What else has happened? Mia had a birthday. She was 5. That was good. It was a trampoline mermaid party with Nando's, which was cool. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. So the house goes up for sale. It sells within like 3 days. We get 2 offers. We accept an offer. Blah blah blah. Literally days later, we get an enforcement letter from the council about the planning. About an alleged development behind. Essentially, someone had complained about the pod at the back of the house, the office, and said we needed planning, and we were adamant, like, you don't need planning. It's within permitted development, and if you know the UK permitted development rights, for property, you know, any scrutiny, it's and even if you did a bit of reading, any scrutiny, and you would realise that it was within permitted development. Anyway, as it turns out, the imbeciles who did the development in the first place agreed to forfeiting any permitted development rights when doing the development, like 20 years ago or whatever. Which means, even if you want to put a shed up, you have to get planning consent in the form of a planning application, in the form of now a design and access statement, etc, etc, etc. So we are now putting in a retrospective design, planning application with a full design and access statement. And given Helen and I's background in architecture, we're going full hog. We've made she's written a fucking amazing design and access statement. I'm doing all the drawings. I'm not spending a lot of time on it. I spent a day on it. Yesterday, Wednesday, and just you know, measuring up, measuring the house, measuring all the elevations and stuff like that, and started drawing it all up. And I want to get it as sort of anally complete as possible. Like, I want it to be, this is ridiculous level of quality, because it's a ridiculous rule. So this may backfire on some of the other neighbours. Unfortunately, if they may need planning for any sheds and garden stores that they've put in. So, you know, that sucks. That sucks a lot. What else? Oh, Helen got kicked in the face by her horse, which was a bit shit. She's all right. She's made of tough stuff. A couple of mates, a couple of friends, their kids and stuff we went up to Cumbria last weekend before Mia's birthday. Did a bit of horse riding. Yeah, grown-up kid, family type related stuff. It was really, really good, despite the weather being absolutely dreadful. I mean, today is totally tropical. Anyway, what else has been happening? Oh yeah, so as a result of this whole Podgate, we may need to, well, we're going to a planning surgery on Tuesday next week to see if to get an indication as to whether the planners are going to give us planning or not. If they're not going to give us planning, then we're going to have to sell the pod and offer a reduction in the purchase value of the house, which is crap really, because we've got like a fair price for the house, and we've already approached the buyers to say, look, do you want to take on the fight? We'll put planning in. If they want to take it on, if it gets rejected, because it takes 8 weeks from being not only from being submitted, but from being acknowledged as being accepted. It takes 8 weeks. So what we reckon is going to happen is we'll put planning in, and they'll take it over. Yeah, they'll take it over, and then we can, if it doesn't go through planning, they've got an option to sell. If it does go through planning, they've got an office pod. So happy days, eh? So I just changed this gear. Whoa! Imbeciles on the road. So I'm driving now into Tadcaster, parking up. I need to buy some bits and bats. To buy a decent coffee, I think. As if no one's in Costco. What the hell am I talking about? In Costa Coffee. every time I go in, just regard like Tadcaster being quite a small little village towny thing. Now that the road's back in, now that the bridge is back in, it's bloody busy, and like there's no parking. There doesn't appear to be any parking anywhere. Gosh and golly, we are here. I might film around the town, not sure. Depends. I've got to go to Sainsbury's to get some milk and, you know, staple stuff. Right. I got my coffee from Costa, and I had to go back in because it was shit. It didn't taste like a mocha at all. I think it just tastes a bit like steam. Hold on. So now I've got two options. I'm gonna pick up bread, milk, ham and stuff, or go back and get some work done. You know, that experience at Costa's just annoyed the hell out of me. There was a woman in front of me. Oh no, the woman just behind me. Oh, the woman in front of me was a girl called Helen from the yard. She was dressed all in her yard gear and stuff like that. Didn't recognise me, and I hate that. Not that didn't recognise me, but like, you know, we're programmed, like the humans are programmed to recognise complex patterns, such as people's faces, that kind of thing. Maybe she just didn't know my name. Maybe she didn't think that I knew who she was. Anyway, I don't forget faces, so yeah. And then the chick behind me, like, was on her phone, and she didn't even look up to order. It was like, and then she complained about she complained about the Wi-Fi, but she didn't even do it nicely. And she was younger than me. She was like, you know, she was like in her late 20s. It's bloody rude, man. And then the coffee was crap. I think all that weirdness tainted the coffee. And when I went back in, they were nicer people. Now it tastes like a billion times better. So there's a lot happening, kids, and I appreciate everything that all the comments that you making and what have you. And yeah, feel free to leave comments below about whatever. I know I'd still need to do the other videos on the various bits I spoke about last time, but just at the moment we've got this whole move coming on, and I've got a lot of work to get out in the next month or so before we move. We need to get, like, there's quite a few things that I haven't mentioned that need to be sorted before I can start doing some, like, sort of project-based type videos. So fortunately I might get a a cabin. I might get somewhere to work at the new house, so that might be handy, or a workshop, you know what I mean? Anyway, don't forget to stay safe, don't forget to love each other. Bye bye.